It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric and fighter, Chris as Aster Fortuna the half-elf rogue and bard, Ashley as Terra Dane the human fighter, and me, Mike, as the DM. The party is currently exploring the subterranean ruins of the Wizard Research Facility that houses their glass-enclosed home, World 83. They've descended a spiral staircase to a level devoted to administration of the facility. They've mostly found barricaded doors and empty rooms, but after removing one barricade, they were attacked by 3 fire-breathing dogs, hellhounds. It was a difficult fight, but Aster Fortuna has just managed to kill the last monstrous dog, so that they can resume exploring. Collapses to the ground.
And then, now we're out of action, right?
Right.
Wait, how many spell points do you have? Because I have barely anything anymore.
I have 2 first-level spell slots left that I can use for Healing Word.
And I
or
only
for
have
Cure
1
Wounds.
for Healing Word. And I have only 1 for second-level spell.
How far... were you hit at all?
I was not hit at all.
Tara, make a death saving throw.
Actually, I'm going to run over to Tara and do Spare the
Pass.
Dying on her.
Spare the dying.
Yeah,
Okay.
just stabilize her, first of all.
It's a cantrip?
Yes.
All right. So she is stable at 0.
Okay.
Then I am going to use...
Man, just to fight 3 dogs, I almost lost all my spells. That's not a good sign.
Okay, so I'm going to put my hands on Tara and kneel down on the ground and say, so like the healer, I could really totally use some of your help right now to help out my friend. And I use Channel Divinity to preserve life. Okay, so I can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times my cleric level, which is 3. So I can heal her for up to 15 points, but only if that is no more than half of her hit point maximum. So since her max is over 30, then I can bring her up to 15 HP right then and there.
Great, you do.
Awesome.
You do that. She's up to 15. Tara, you wake up. Paxton is kind of desperately praying over you.
Does he hear anything?
Well, you feel this surge of magical power come through you, so something has answered your prayer.
Radical.
Tara sits up and she just looks like, wow, that was exhilarating.
There are 3 dead, fiery dogs on the ground.
That was not fun.
Mm-mm.
I just saw my friends go down multiple times. I don't want to keep seeing that happen.
You each get 700 experience points for that.
Oh, well.
That was a very tough fight. You are extremely lucky I didn't roll a 5 or 6
With the fire breath?
with
recovering
the fire breath.
Well, we were extremely unlucky with our saving throws
That
and
too.
with the bite damage.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do you want to do now? You're in this room. It's dark, except for some light coming from this pool. Tara and Paxton are both pretty beat up.
I go rub some of that water on my burns and drink a little.
All right, the water is perfectly safe and clean. It feels nice to clean yourself up a little bit.
Not magic, though?
You don't know if it's magical or if there's something that's magical that's keeping it clean, but the water itself just tastes like water.
No healing properties. Got
No
it.
healing properties, though.
Okay.
And you said only 700 experience, right?
Only 700 experience. That's
I
right.
don't know how experience works.
Yes, 700 experience points.
Tara is also going to kind of wipe herself down with water because she's been, moving a lot of stuff and things. But she's also while she's kind of resting there, she's like, why do you think they need fire dogs in administration?
That's a good question. I think they didn't want these things to be down here. I think when they were experimenting, it went horribly bad.
Yeah, or maybe they were guard dogs, but
Maybe.
having fire-breathing guard dogs around a scriptorium doesn't seem like a great idea.
Wizards
Yeah.
are ridiculous.
You notice as you're cleaning up in this pool that there are bits of equipment in it. I know you may remember I mentioned that there are these metal bars and some metal discs scattered around the room.
There are some of these in the pool as well, and some of them look like they're covered in rust.
What do we find?
Exactly what I just said. Some metal bars and some metal discs with a hole in the middle.
Metal discs with them.
But nothing that seems like on closer inspection it's something useful.
You're not exactly sure what these things are. I mean, they may be useful for something, but you're not sure what.
Can I do Arcana or investigation just to see if, like, I can't detect the magic,
Sure,
but can
all
I see,
of you
like,
do
if
some
there's...
investigation checks if you want to figure out what these are.
5.
Not so hot.
20.
20.
Ooh, there we go.
Paxton, playing around with these bars and these weights, you realize that the weights go on the end of the bars. You'd think this is exercise equipment.
Wizards are weird. Thank God I'm a bard.
Does the rest of this room look like it is a kennel for hellhounds or like maybe a former gym?
You think this is probably a former gym.
Okay, so the hellhounds aren't necessarily supposed to be here.
That's a good guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like the Hellhounds have torn this room apart. Whatever else was in here, including the exercise equipment, it's all bent. The walls are scarred and blasted with fire. They've been trapped in here a long time.
So that big thing of water looks like it's probably a swimming pool.
Correct.
Would you say we are taking a short rest?
I think we should take a long rest.
Yeah.
But it's up to you guys. I leave it to you. I'm just running low on that heat I emit when I cast spells. I'm feeling that energy dipping away pretty rapidly.
Yeah, I could use some more spell slots and I could use some hit dice.
So here's the issue. You can only do one long rest per 24-hour period.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
assuming that after the party last night, you took a long rest and woke up this morning and came down the stairs. So, you moved the rubble out of the way. So it's like afternoon now, and you can't take another long rest already. You could take a short rest.
I don't need to take a short rest so I can guard while you guys
Okay.
rest.
You can use hit dice on short rest, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The short rest only brings back, like, health and then any, like, littler things that don't require...
If you're a wizard and you have arcane recovery, then you can also recover a few spell slots, but none of you are wizards.
So I'm at 20 HP, so I'm going to use my 3 cleric hit die, the d8s.
Right.
So I get 15 back, which puts me at 35.
Tara, how are you doing on your hit dice?
I've used 4 hit die to gain 24 HP.
So you're at 39?
Yeah.
So what do you want to do now? You've had your short rest. What do you want to do after your short rest?
You guys want to go through those open doorways?
Can we... I don't want to retcon anything, but I can play a soothing melody and use Song of Rest,
You can do that.
which helps you guys get hit points back
They
as
get
well.
another d6, right?
They get another d6. So I do a Song of Rest and I play a melody, very soft.
Do I
Kind of
add my
soothing one.
con?
It's just
no.
just 1d6.
When you roll your hit dice, you add your con, but for the Song of Rest, you just add another d6.
All right. 45.
45. All right. Paxton, what does that put you to?
I'm at full 36 now.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, so you guys are back in pretty good shape.
I never thought I'd be
Mark
using
my
that
hit
Song
die.
of Rest. Jeez, those are strong creatures.
Song of Rest is a good one.
You have these 2 open doorways to the east side of this gymnasium room. You can see into them are some more rooms. Which one do you want to look at, the north door or the south door?
They're both doorways, right?
That's right, they're open doorways. You can see through them. The question is, do you want to walk up to them and go inside, or do you want to just look at them from where you are, or go
Which
somewhere
one's
else?
the one the dogs charge from?
They both charge from this door to the south.
I'll go through the south door first.
Okay.
Smart.
Yeah, because if there was anything else, it would have come.
Mm-hmm.
That was an intense battle. I liked that battle a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked it better if I didn't get knocked down twice.
They got really lucky with those attack rolls.
Yeah, man. It's freaking ridiculous.
What's the CR of those hellhounds?
3.
3?
Wow.
You fought 3 CR3 monsters. Although you fought 1 by itself and then 2 at the same time. And their speed is 50 feet. They can move real fast. So there wasn't really a lot you could do to get away from them once the door was open. All right, so you move into this large room. This room is dark, except for the torch and Richard. Trash is scattered around all over the room. There are metal bowls, chains with spikes, armored dog harnesses, rusted surgical tools, and unidentifiable items just scattered everywhere. 2 large metal double doors to the east stand open. They can be barred shut, but the bar lies useless on the ground. A pair of large steel double doors stand in the south wall, damaged but intact. An inscription above them reads, Component Storage / Teleporter.
Hey, component storage, that sounds good.
I think so.
Did you say there's chains with spikes on them?
Yes.
Can you describe them any more than that?
So there's a long chain, and at the end of that section of chain, maybe a 6-foot long chain, and at the end of that chain is another section of chain that has spikes coming out from it, and a little clasp or clip that can be fastened.
I'm wondering if I could wrap myself up in these spiky chains and not only look wicked awesome, but also maybe dissuade people from trying to grapple me.
Make an investigation check.
It'd be Gothic
Your
Paxton.
investigation bonus is 2.
At 16?
Yeah, you think these are leashes.
Paxton goes to Hot Topic.
Yeah. Can I lash the chains around me just in case I want to use them later?
Sure.
Okay.
You're gonna
What
make
if you
noise.
put them on your shield and then your shield
I mean,
damages
Paxton
things?
already kind of
That's
makes
true.
noise.
Paxton makes a
Yeah.
lot of noise. You're right.
Yeah.
Paxton, make a spike shield. Spike shield.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. I wrap them in, I basically weave them around my shield so that maybe I could, like, punch with it or something.
Okay. Are you going for emo or are you going for goth?
Why not both?
Okay. All right. Just checking.
So, is that considered like an improvised weapon?
I guess if he tries to hit people with it, sure.
I think he's more punk.
They're more punk. Oh, okay. He's punk.
Yeah.
All right.
Metal.
All right. Where do you want to go now?
I want to go through the open doors.
Do we want to check the other room that's already open, that no creatures
Yeah.
attack before we open a door that we don't know what's on the other
Right.
side?
So this other open door that was next to the open door you came through.
Yeah, sure.
This dark room is filled with trash, animal waste, and splintered pieces of charred bone. There are 2 doorways, east and west. You came through the west doorway. Judging by the hinges, there were doors here once, but they have disappeared. There's one big room to the east. You can see into it through these open doorways.
So they both lead to the same room.
Correct.
Let's hit up that room then.
Mhm.
Sarah says they definitely kept dogs in administration.
In the gym?
I know, crazy wizards, man.
Maybe they fought dogs. Maybe they were just cruel people.
Maybe this is an obedience school.
I always feel weird when we have to end the life of the animals in here.
Yeah, I mean, they were just doing their job.
But it's them or us at this point.
Unfortunately.
I would have loved to have had a awesome dog friend.
Whenever Aster says that, this is the first time that Paxton has wondered if the moral implications of his actions have any, like, spiritual effects based on that relationship with the new god that he knows nothing about. Like,
Oh.
is the healer going to punish me for killing?
You don't get any sense of disapproval.
Maybe the healer is pro killing dogs. Who knows?
Maybe the healer is pro protecting yourself from death.
True.
All right, so you go into this room to the east. The room is pitch black, except for the light you bring with you. As you bring the Richard and your torches into the room, there are 4 cabinets lining the north wall. They face a long iron table with a soapstone top. It's like the black stone you see in a laboratory, like a laboratory bench. To the south is a long enclosure of iron bars with a single large open gate, and behind it a series of pens with gates made of more iron bars, all of them open. Every surface in this room shows signs of having been blasted by fire. The cabinets are still in surprisingly good shape.
I bet maybe this is where they kept the dogs, and the dogs got loose and took over all the way to the gym.
That makes sense. Or it could have been the gnomes. They could have been scurrying about in here, and one of them unlocked a cage they shouldn't have.
Yeah?
All right, as you poke around the room, you do see that there is a pile of scorched black fur in one of the pens. It looks like maybe a dead hellhound.
But there's no... So there is a dead hellhound in a pen with a locked gate?
No, they're all open.
Huh.
No hell puppies anywhere?
Nope.
I'm wondering why there was even 3 alive down here. That means that they must have eaten the other ones that were in this room.
Yeah, I'm not sure how magical creatures work in terms of their dietary requirements.
They did look very skinny. They looked like they hadn't eaten anything in a long time. On the other hand, They are magical. Who knows?
I want to go through the cabinets.
All right, you look through the cabinets.
Are those cabinets along the north wall, you said?
That's right, cabinets along the north wall. All right, Tara makes a very thorough search. You find some medical supplies, like bandages, basically enough stuff you can make a medicine kit
Okay.
or a healer's kit. But everything else in here has been badly damaged by these dogs. They've torn the place apart, blasted things with fire. That door to the east looks like it has been battered, but it's still holding closed.
Can I listen on the door?
All right, you go up to the large doors on the east wall, and you listen. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Complete silence.
Want to check it out?
Yep. I slowly open the door.
All right, you push on the door. It appears to be barred or blocked or something.
I kind of point over my shoulder. Figure we should keep with the same area that we're in.
Okay.
I don't want to start busting open locked doors
You're right. We don't want to do that again.
quite yet.
Are there are no other doors other than that locked one and the one we came in through?
Correct.
Okay.
It's time to go back the other way.
Well, the room to the south with the battered but closed doors.
Well, can
in
I,
the dog room?
before we leave that room, I want to give one running charge and just go full shoulder into it.
All right, make an athletics check.
No.
That's a 20 modified.
You slam into that door with impressive force, but it does not move. You're guessing those dogs have been slamming into it for years and it held in place, and you weren't able to budge it. But it does make an impressive noise and shake. And you hear some rattling noises on the other side, like something may have fallen off, something leaning up against the doors.
Maybe we shouldn't make too much noise around here.
Obviously, this door is impossible to get through using strength alone, so we'll just have to wait.
There are such things as DCs higher than 20.
No, there's not. Don't tell me that.
So what do you want to do?
I go back to the room where the dogs initially were.
Okay. You go back to the room next to the gymnasium
Yeah.
and go to the doors that's labeled component storage.
Yes.
These doors are locked. As you try to open them, they feel like they're not barred or anything. You can tell that the handles are locked.
What kind of doors are they?
They are steel. Large
Hey,
steel doors.
Aster,
Yes?
can you try and open this?
Yes. I'm going to use my thieves' tools.
All right. Dexterity plus proficiency bonus. Maybe anyone want to give him some guidance?
Yes.
It's just 1d4, right?
Yes.
14?
All right, you think you've just about got it. You haven't quite got the lock, but you're real close. You think you can, if you just play around with it for a little bit longer. You want to take some time, or do you want to? I don't know. How hurried are you? If you want to take some time, I'm going to say you can probably open it. But if you're in a hurry, we'll do another roll with disadvantage.
What do you guys think?
I'm in no hurry.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay. So I wiggle with it.
All right, what's 10 plus your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity?
16.
All right, yeah, you open it. All right, so you take some time, you fiddle around with the door, and you are able to unlock it. And you open the doors, both doors, I guess.
For the listeners, there's a very strange circle in the middle of this room, like a septagram kind of thing, or a ritual-like sigil on the floor.
Maybe it's the teleportation circle of this floor, which would be a
Yeah.
terrible placement.
I know.
This room, this large room, is lit by the now familiar magical torches all around the walls. To the west are stacks of crates. It looks like most or even all of them have been pried open. 4 thick stone walls reach from ceiling to floor in the middle of the room, partially enclosing a large teleportation circle. The circle dimly emits a white glow. There are a bunch of crates in here, and that teleportation circle, and that's it.
I investigate the room, see if there's anything useful.
Okay, you want to search?
Can I search with her?
Sure. You find a bunch of stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, so here are some things you find after breaking open the crates, none of which are mimics.
Yep.
There's a long list. I don't know if you want to write all these down or just leave them for later.
Okay.
10 pearls.
Ooh.
Oh, Brian suddenly says, I want to write those down.
Yeah. Give me Gimme.
Oh yeah, because of
All right,
Yeah, we
10
can use
pearls.
those for identification.
3 diamonds.
wow. Okay.
They were very nice diamonds, too.
Okay.
1 bag of diamond dust. 1 block of ivory. 4 platinum rings. If you want to know what these might be used for, let me know. You can make an arcana check and see what they might be useful for.
Are these rings like on ring mail or like rings for your finger?
Finger rings.
I'm gonna roll to see for just Arcana.
For which things?
The rings.
Rings. Okay, go ahead.
16.
Yeah, there's a spell called Warding Bond that these can be used for.
Tara puts one on her finger.
I put another one on mine.
All right. You each have a platinum ring.
I just want to look cool.
Okay, yeah, they're non-magical. They're not doing anything.
I'll put on a platinum ring too, because I don't want to be the only one not wearing one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that takes care
Yeah,
of
we'll be the platinum ring gang.
The Lords of
That's
the
a good
Rings.
name.
the Lords of Platinum.
Yeah.
2 vials labeled Umber Hulk blood.
Oh.
1 flask labeled Green Dragon Bile. The flask itself is made out of mithril. 1 bottle labeled Dragonborn Body Wax.
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn Body Wax.
Do you think, our friend Liverian uses this to make his scales shiny or something?
2 large ingots of solid mithril.
Wow.
20 high-quality glass goblets. 20 glazed ceramic plates. 20 sacks, each containing 50 gold coins. But I'm going to make a little perception check here. Aster, as you pick up one of these sacks of gold coins, you realize that they don't weigh as much as they should, given how many coins are in them. If they're actually gold.
Can I snap it onto my waist?
A sack of coins?
Yeah.
Sure, you can pick up a sack of coins and tie it to your waist if you want.
Paxton picks up one of the coins and does an arcana check on it. He thinks that there might be something about the sack that's special.
What's your arcana bonus?
2.
No, sack seems like an ordinary sack. The coins, as you examine them more closely, they seem lighter than normal gold coins.
The reason why I put it on is because I think it might. If there's 20 gold in here and it feels like air, well, as a bard and kind of dabbling in these things, it could be magical. We just don't have detect magic, but I've heard of things that can store.
Yeah, it's not a bag of holding.
Do the coins look like it might just be that they're not actually gold? Like they're made
if
of
you
some
play
other metal?
Yeah, you play around with them for a little bit. You think these are debased coins.
Oh.
They
Debased.
shaved them down.
Ah.
No, they've been mixed with less valuable metals. So they're not pure gold, which means they're lighter than normal gold coins.
So how many bags of these coins did
There
you
are
say?
20 sacks. There are 20 sacks, each containing 50 gold coins.
Maybe that's just what money looks like in this world.
So what could I roll to get the history of like trying to or knowledge about whether these coins, when they're diluted this way, how much they
They'd
tend
be
to
worth?
be worth? Yeah.
Tell you what, just make an intelligence check.
Just until okay. 20 modified.
Yeah, so you look at these, you feel how much they weigh, you think about what the gold content must be. You think this whole lot of coins is probably worth only 200 gold.
Okay.
They're worth about a fifth the value they should be worth.
I tell that to the group.
So Paxton responds by saying that, if you handed someone a sack of 50 gold coins, they could probably tell that it's lighter than it should be. But if you gave someone 1 gold coin, they might not be able to tell that it's the wrong weight. So perhaps you could spin these like regular gold coins, and then he feels guilty for having encouraged Aster to lie.
No, and I say, well, that's called equivalent exchange. I'm exchanging my services for my gold. And, sometimes you have to tell white lies. Papa Gaston always say, you have to be sharp as a knife. And if this can help us with negotiations with, some of the civilians upstairs, maybe growth in the Goldfinger.
Let's make a pact to only spend these coins on items that we thought were overpriced to begin with.
Yes.
Tara still just suggests this is just maybe a poorer world than ours.
Yeah.
There's one last thing. There is a chest made of beautiful, expensive-looking wood and gilded. It's just sitting open. Inside the chest is a tiny replica of a chest.
Huh.
What's inside that chest?
Nothing.
Interesting.
And did somebody write that the bags of gold are only really worth 200 gold?
Altogether, they're worth 200 gold, yeah.
Someone write that down.
It's a lot to carry around with you, though. 20
Yeah.
sacks of low-value gold.
I definitely. Well, I want to do an Arcana check on what people might do with the nice diamonds in the
Okay.
diamond dust.
I know. But I would too with some nice diamonds. Just saying.
The diamond dust, you're not sure of all the spells. You didn't roll well enough to find all the spells it can be used for, but one of them it can be used for is Greater Restoration.
Ooh,
That
could be very, very important to us, and it might also be something that the healer would take as a sacrifice. We'll see what we do with it. What about the diamonds?
Oh, you want to do a check on those?
Yeah.
Diamonds have uses in several different spells. You know a couple of them. Resurrection,
Oh my gosh.
Revivify,
That's good.
Raise Dead.
Okay. I would say that we probably want to take everything except for the glass goblets and ceramic plates. That's a lot to carry around. Those sack of coins would probably also be pretty hard to carry around.
I'd like to hide them, though, to make them hard to be found.
Sure. We can maybe gather trash from the other rooms and make it look like a trash pile in the corner of this room.
Yeah. I definitely want to hide them, just because we can come back and get them when we need them.
I don't think anyone else coming down here, to be honest with y'all.
Can I do an Arcana check on that chest within a chest?
Yeah, you rolled pretty well on this one. There's a spell called Leomund's Secret Chest that needs a tiny chest replica as a component.
Let's put that under the trash as well,
Okay.
because that could be very useful.
I mean, I could probably hold that if you're holding all the diamonds and pearls and dust.
You want to carry around a giant chest with you?
Oh, it's a giant chest. I thought it was just a little
It
tiny.
has a
room.
giant chest with a tiny chest in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
and they
never
kind of
mind.
have to be used together, I think.
Okay.
Right, I know what that Leomund's
yeah.
tiny chest is.
Right. Yeah, you need them both.
Okay. Then yeah, definitely hide that with the trash.
All right, where are you going next?
I'm weighing these coins, and I'm like, Aster, how much do you think these coins weigh?
And from my previous check, what do I think one bag?
They probably weigh, I don't know, let's say half of what normal gold coins weigh.
So it was 50, so it'd probably be like around 25 to 30.
And then I point to the septagram on the floor, and I'm like, how much do you think that weighs?
The septagram?
Yeah.
It's engraved in stone.
Yeah, I don't think it weighs anything really.
I'd say it weighs about 7 grams.
Oh, dear.
I love jokes.
Oh, the goofs.
And then I laugh with Paxton for a little bit.
We slap each other on the back and have a good old chuckle and then move about our business.
So where are we going next, guys?
I say we go back up to all those doors that we didn't look at.
Yeah?
Yep.
Anyone that's not locked, we should look through.
Okay, so you go back through the room next to the kennel, back through the gymnasium, back into the room where those... you go back into the room where the benches were piled up against the doors. There's one more door with benches piled up against it, but you now know that that leads into one of the rooms you've already explored. You also have in that long room, the double doors to the north, the big bronze doors to the north, and then there are some smaller doors you haven't explored yet.
Tara still wants to just go to the first door on her left.
Okay, so across the hallway, across the large, long room, from where you came in, where you came through the back of the stairwell and past that desk, you want to go to those doors.
Yeah, is it locked?
I'm in agreement with Tara.
Yeah, we should move through this area in a methodical and thorough fashion.
I also would like to avoid any doors that are locked or barricaded because I just, feel like I could use the rest.
Oh yeah, we came out of a very serious battle, I think.
So these doors, as you try to open them, they are cold as you touch them. Cold to the touch. Not painful, just cold. They resist being pushed. These are two steel doors, unremarkable, sturdy looking. They don't open easily, and they are cold.
They feel like they could be frozen shut.
They don't seem like they're frozen shut. They just seem to be blocked by something from behind.
Can they be pulled?
No, they open inward.
I try to shoulder charge it again.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Natural 1.
All right, you bounce off the door.
Obviously, this can't be moved with brute force either. No amount of strength would fix this door.
Maybe it needs minimal strength, because I have not a lot of strength. Maybe it needs an acrobatic touch.
Well, they're not locked.
Are you gonna try to backflip off of it?
Yeah. Can I try to, like, jump?
If you want to force doors open, it's an athletics check, I'm afraid.
I was going to run and jump and hit it with my legs and backflip.
Well, the force required makes an athletics check.
Okay.
Or you could hack at it, I suppose, but they're steel. That would take a while.
Well, can I do an athletics check? So do the acrobatics for the jump and then athletics for the shove?
Just you can describe flipping all you like. You do an impressive flip.
Okay, let me do
Now
an
make an
athletics.
athletics check.
A 3.
A 3. Okay, I'm afraid your impressive jump bounced you off the door.
Well, light force, not a requirement for the door.
Paxton glares at Aster and goes, "Told you so."
Tara tries.
All right, Tara's gonna try.
She got a total of 9.
9. The door is still just rattling. You're bouncing against it. You can hear things sort of bouncing around behind it, but it's not opening.
She walks down the hall to try the next door on her left.
So the big bronze door is at the north of the hall?
Yeah.
All right. You go to the big bronze doors at the north of the hall.
Is there a door to the opposite of the left door?
Yes. So the doors that you were just looking through, there are some small steel doors.
As Tara's going up to the top door, can I just wiggle it to see if it's also jammed like the other one? I don't want to open it. I just want to know if there's something pushing force on it.
Those doors do not resist being opened. You could open them if you want to. They're not locked or anything. And then the doors at the end of the hallway that Tara's walking up to. As you walk up toward these doors with your torch, you can see these are some impressive bronze doors, much like the ones in the entry hall that you saw earlier.
Did they say anything above them?
No, they don't say anything above them. Are you going to try to open them, or are you just looking at them?
I want to try to open them.
All right, you open the doors. They require a bit of force, but they open relatively easily. They don't require great effort.
Tara doesn't have time to stop and look at doors, but if anyone else wants to look at a door, you could totally do that.
Yeah, I want to open the door to the right after she opens that door.
Tara, the room you've opened is a 40-foot wide, 60-foot long room, mostly bare, except for a torch in each corner, a table with a single stool across the room, and a pair of elaborate double doors similar to those through which you just came. A large woolen mat lies on the floor before the doors.
Before the doors that I just stepped into?
No, the new doors over to your right,
Oh, okay.
to the east.
What about the other one?
And the doors that Aster is opening?
Seems unsafe.
Aster, you open those smaller doors near the open doorway where you came into this room. The door opens into a hallway with a 30-foot by 80-foot room. At the far end is an ordinary-looking wooden door. A little bit to your left is an opening where there's a hallway leading between the walls. And then farther down to your left, there's a long hallway that opens up. There's a wooden sign on the floor next to that opening close by on your left. I guess it's about 30 feet away. 30 feet away from you on your left, that opening in the wall. It seems to have fallen off of its pegs on the wall. And the sign says, Baratrend and Rickert, head of the Eldritch Knights. Another sign on the wall says, Eldritch Squire, Upton. Upton. Next to that is a plaque, and that plaque is titled Eldritch Knights Hall of Fame, with a list of small names engraved on it. And below that on the wall is a symbol, a sword crossed with a wand. Now the walls in this room are covered with tapestries depicting armored wizards in combat. Some of them are fighting undead, but others appear to be fighting enormous humanoids. Now, at the end of the room that you came through, there's a tapestry stitched in a slightly different style, and it depicts these same armored wizards, but they're fighting bizarre spider-like creatures. They have a spider's body, but long necks that end in eel heads.
Can I investigate the tapestries to see if I see a familiar face within
Within the tapestries?
the tapestries?
You don't see any familiar faces. You don't know if that's because you don't know any of these people or if the quality's not high enough of the stitching, but you don't see any familiar faces.
I message Paxton and tell him what I saw, and then tell him whether we should look in here and meet up with Tara.
Tara, what are you doing?
Tara is, there's not much in this room really, so she's going to the one little like structure desk that's
All right.
in the room to
This
check
is
it
a
out.
plain, blank, just empty desk. It doesn't even have drawers. It's a desk with a chair behind it and nothing else. It's really boring.
I look back at the doors. Was there anything about them that would have told me what this room was?
No, you're really not sure. You don't see anything in here which indicates what this room would have been for. All you see, the only interesting thing left to see, is to the right, there are these large double doors.
Okay, I'm gonna go look under the mat.
Okay, you look under the
Yes.
mat.
Smart.
Yeah, good
Smart,
idea.
Smart.
You see that there is when you lift it up, you don't see anything there except it leaves a little rectangle in the dust. Right? So it's been there for a long time, but you don't see anything under it. Actually, what's your perception bonus?
-1.
Okay. There are some indentations in this mat that suggest that someone's either been standing here a lot on this mat or kneeling on this mat a lot.
I stand on the mat.
Okay, you stand on the mat.
I listen at the doors.
You listen at the doors. You hear nothing on the other side of the doors.
I open the doors.
Tara opens the doors. The doors resist somewhat as you push, but they gradually swing inward. This is a beautiful space with an arched ceiling 30 feet high, 6 decorative pillars along the walls, and row after row of benches leading up to the front of the room, which has an altar and a lectern. Small niches in the walls contain elaborate statues showing humanoids in various poses.
Do I have any kind of familiarity with what this room might be?
You're not sure immediately. If you want to ponder, you want to make an investigation check?
Yes.
You think, well, I don't know. Do you want to walk around the room and look at it, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
You can figure it out pretty quickly if you walk around and investigate. There are 18 statues, 9 on each side, and each of them has a label. And as you read the labels, it becomes pretty clear what this is. The labels include Skyfather, Cow-Eyed Mistress, Praised and Sharp, Throng of Battle, Seafoam Wanderer, Master of Water, Assembler in the Square, Great Archer, Renowned Artificer, the Marker of Boundaries, the Hearth, Godtree Runner, the Unseen One, Ocean Daughter, the Healer, and Foresight. And the statues are all different from each other. If you want to hear a description of a statue, let me know.
I want to see what Foresight looks like.
Okay. Well, the dominant feature of the statue is not the figure on it, but the rock outcropping to which he is chained. Based on the size of the figure in proportion to the rock must be very large. The naked figure strains against his chains, looking upward toward the sky in fury and terror. It is hard to tell due to the small size of the figure, but he may have an open wound on his side. It's also hard to tell his age due to the small size of the figure.
Can I pick up the statue?
No, it's basically part of this big plinth that it's sitting on.
Okay. I want to go look at the healer.
Okay. This statue shows a man with a careworn face, yet he doesn't look old. He holds a knotty walking stick with a single snake wrapped around it. His mouth suggests a smile, but his eyes, which are looking straight ahead, look pained.
I call for Paxton.
Okay, Paxton, what are you doing?
Paxton is looking at that plaque that says Eldritch Knights Hall of Fame, and
Okay.
he's reading the names on it.
All right, I have a handout.
Nice. Can I be reading with him? Like, read it to me. I'm looking over his shoulder.
So I'm reading, and it has a column that says Former Knights. Odell, Son, Frederica, and that one's crossed out, and Toland. And then under Former Squires, there's Teller, Quia, and then that's crossed out. Rowan, Hilda, Maud, which is also crossed out, Irwin, Gordon, Clover, which is crossed out, and Wanda. So Paxton puts his finger up and he traces the crossed out line that's in Quia, and he's thinking about what happened.
Well, wasn't Rickard calling you Quia?
That's the name I remember him calling me, yeah.
How many names do you have, Paxton?
I don't remember.
So So as you're looking at this, you hear Tara down the hallway call out,
And we shouldn't let Tara get so far away. Let's go back with her.
Okay, you've got it. We should investigate this a little bit more later.
Definitely.
For you.
you go back down the large room.
Mm-hmm.
Toward where Tara is. She's left the big bronze doors open. You go through the entry room, which really has nothing except for some torches, a table and a chair, and a mat on the floor. And she's in a room off to the side, which is filled with these statues on plinths.
Tara says, I found your guy.
My guy?
Yeah, a healer.
Really? Where at?
I am gesturing to the statue in front of me.
Paxton, it's as I described,
Mm-hmm.
but you feel like there's something special about this statue. You feel like it's watching you.
I get closer to it and I really inspect it closely. I'm maybe do an Arcana check.
You don't sense anything special or magical about it except that it feels important to you.
I put my hand on it and I pulse in my thoughts. Like, so if there's anything that you think I should be doing, you can just totally, let me know.
You have that feeling again that someone's listening, but you don't get a direct answer.
Can I look at the Seafoam Wanderer statue?
Sure, you look at Seafoam Wanderer. So this is a beautiful woman wearing an elegant dress, and she's gazing at a flower in her hand.
Huh. Interesting. Nothing that tells me why her name is Seafoam.
No.
Darn it.
I
Okay.
look at Throng of Battle.
Throng of Battle is wearing extremely old-fashioned armor. You would guess that this would be made out of bronze. It's stone, but you would guess that if it were real, this would be bronze armor. And this figure's face is obscured by a helmet. He has a round shield and a spear, and he looks ready to use them.
I want to look at Assembler in the square.
This is a thoughtful-looking young man playing a lute while looking upward, his mouth open as if he is speaking or singing.
I guess this one's yours, Aster.
I walk to it. It has a lute.
He has a lute in his hands.
What is it called?
Assembler in the square. He's a thoughtful-looking young man playing a lute while looking upward, his mouth open.
Oh my gosh. This is an amazing statue. It almost represents the essence of Aster Fortuna. And then I pet it. I'm like,
All right.
And I just think about it. Do you think there's gods for everything, for every kind of category of person or individual?
I think that maybe any kind of activity could be ascribed to one of the gods, but it looks like they're pretty set on, everybody kind of agrees that there's 18. I guess 17 if they really think that Foresight's dead, but how can a god die?
I know, and do we see the statue of Foresight?
Yes.
I walk over with Aster and I look at the statue of Foresight.
It's this small, naked figure straining against chains, chained to a giant rock.
Kind of reminds me of that rock we saw against the wall
Yeah.
back in the bottle.
Also, I mean, he saved us, right? He sacrificed himself to save the world, maybe. I
Do
don't
we know
This
that?
doesn't seem like... I thought that Laverian told us that he died trying to save the world.
Well, his whole prophecy, or one of them, was that he died in order so that we could live, or something like that.
Yeah. But this doesn't feel like someone who died heroically. It sounds like someone was betrayed or someone who got punished.
Yeah, it makes me wonder who chained this fellow up to the rock and who put that gash in his side.
Yeah. This world is so confusing and mysterious. What do you think, Tara?
Does Tara see any other statues that look cool?
I don't know. You'll have to... I mean, I could describe them all one by one, or you could tell me which ones you want to look at.
She just wants to see if there's any others that look cool.
That look cool. Well, there's the Great Archer. This is a pharaoh-looking, beautiful woman stalking past a partially sculpted tree. The tree is not completely sculpted from top to bottom. She has a bow in her hand. She's wearing some crude-looking leather armor. She looks like someone you wouldn't want to mess with.
Tara likes that.
Skyfather?
Skyfather, yeah. He's one of the larger statues. This is an older-looking but muscled, bearded, attractive man, clutching a thunderbolt in one hand and a thick beard. really bushy beard.
I like the look of that guy.
Yeah. So,
I remember the artificer. The artificer was supposed to be really ugly, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah, can we see
Yeah,
that
I wanna go gawk at this ugly nerd.
So this man sort of stands awkwardly. He's favoring one leg. His right hand is holding a hammer frozen in mid-strike as he swings it down onto a hunk of metal held in place on an anvil with tongs in his left hand. As you look more closely, it looks like his leg that he's favoring, the one he's avoiding putting pressure on, his leg is kind of twisted strangely.
Are these all humans, or are
They all look human-like, yes. But you also know that there are gods that are devoted to particular races as well. You've been told about an elven. You've been told about an elven god.
Segajan Earthcaller.
Yeah, you've been told about a gnome god. Sure.
The
Yeah.
evil one,
Yeah, Lolth.
Lolth.
Loaf.
Is Lolth in here and Segajan Earthcaller?
No, you don't see them in here.
So there's more than 18 gods.
these are just maybe the humans?
Yes, these look like these must be human gods or gods that look human.
Well, then I was wrong because we know that we've heard that there are gods that aren't represented in here, so maybe there are unlimited numbers.
Maybe. This definitely looks like a shrine of worship for the gods.
Is there anything among any of the rows of benches or at the like little pedestal? As I
No, the
investigate.
pedestal, you don't see anything on it. It has a little lip on it, which suggests that someone would place a book or a scroll on it and keep it from rolling off or sliding off. There's nothing else in here other than the things I've described. I will say, as you walk past one of the statues, there are a couple of them that are interesting, maybe not cool, but God Tree Runner is kind of strange. This one has a young man reclining on a couch, drinking from an enormous urn in his right hand, and in his left hand he holds a mask. And there are tiny, wild-eyed female figures dancing around him.
His name is God Tree Runner.
Mm-hmm.
He does not seem to be running at all.
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
This
Sounds
is an
up your alley, Aster.
Yeah, that's an interesting fellow. I would love to have a conversation
A
with.
lot of these guys speak to Aster, strangely.
There's something of the divine about Aster. I think we can agree.
And so, is there doors in this room?
No, no doors other than the ones you came through.
Can we fill in Tara on what we saw in that other room?
Sure. Tell her about what you saw. What do you want to do now?
I want to go back to the healer statue and I want to investigate it again to see if it is dirty or damaged or cracked or...
It's dusty.
It's dusty.
Needs a good dusting, but other than that, it's in good shape.
I pull out a little piece of cloth or just any kind of fabric that I could use, and I dust the statue of the healer in the area around it. And then I put the piece of cloth back in my pocket and go, here you go, that looks a lot better.
All right. It looks nice. It looks, the marble has a nice shine to it now that you've cleaned it off.
Should we do that for all the statues?
We could do it for all of them, but I'd say especially do it for anything that you think might be watching you to show as a sign of respect.
Well, all right. And then I prestidigitation. All of them.
All right. You clean them all off. All right. Any others that you want to look at, or is that enough?
That's enough, I think. And so I think that we have a line to pull on in that other room with you.
Yeah, Tara, you should come back to this room and look at these wild tapestries they have on the wall. There's like a spider eel thing.
I hope we don't find one of those down here.
Yeah. Yeah, but you should come check it out.
Yeah, I follow them. There's nothing else to pull out here.
Okay. So you head back down through the long room, through the small double doors, into this 30-foot wide room that has two hallways leading off to the left. Aster, as described, as described by Aster, there are tapestries on the wall depicting these armored wizards in combat. Some fighting undead, some fighting enormous humanoids, and some fighting these strange spider-like creatures with eel heads on the end of long necks.
Now, I don't know if this is an Arcana check or a History check, but I feel like usually whenever you see wizards, they're wearing robes. They're not necessarily wearing armor. So to see an armored wizard seems unusual. Would that be correct?
Yes.
I guess an Arcana check, like what type of effect would wearing armor have on a wizard?
So you think about this for a little bit, and you realize that these are all Eldritch Knights. These are all fighters trained in wizardry.
Which is what I am.
That's right.
Interesting.
Now, there are these two hallways. One stretches off to your left there. One stretches off to your left there. And then there's a door ahead of you at the opposite end of this room.
I want to walk towards it.
Towards the door?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You pass by these hallways. The first hallway goes a bit and stops. The second hallway stretches way off into the distance. So you go to that door. You listen to the door, I guess?
Yes.
All right. You don't hear anything.
I tell the group, should we open it? Should we check if it's locked? What should we do?
We should definitely check if it's locked.
I wiggle it.
It is not locked.
Get
I
this
open
party
it.
started.
I open the door.
You see a 110-foot long hallway before you. At the end of it, as you walk forward closer and closer, you see that there is a door with a bunch of rubble, wooden benches, chairs, and things piled against it. There are doors on your left. There are several doors that you pass by, simple wooden doors. At the end of the hall, there is another hall that stretches off to your left, although this one's kind of wide. This one's 10 feet wide instead of 5 feet wide, like the hallway you just came through.
Okay, I'm going to turn around. I want to check the doors in
All
the
right,
hallway.
the doors are all unlocked.
Okay.
Every single one of them. You wiggle the doorknob, it will open.
Okay.
Let's
I
check
open-
those out before we go mess with whatever's behind this wall of benches.
So I open each door and check inside.
As you walk through the doorway of this door you just opened, you open the door into another hallway with doors on both sides. Some of the doors are open. The hallway is strewn with debris, sheets, articles of clothing, scraps of parchment, eating utensils, and similar debris from everyday life. As you walk down this hallway looking into the rooms, each of these rooms is 10 feet by 20 feet. They're all about the same. There's an ordinary wooden door that opens onto these 10-foot by 20-foot spaces with bare stone walls, a simple cot, a cabinet, a desk, a chair. The only signs of personalization are the bits of graffiti that have been gouged into the walls in some of the rooms. They look like quarters, cells,
Dormitories.
So I'm checking what I'm checking for is like maybe if they have names on the doors telling me whose doors they are. I want to investigate that and see what kind of things are in each of these tiny rooms.
In the cabinets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like do an investigation of this area.
So you don't see any names. They have numbers in the doors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. There are no names. There are little bits of clothing, but nothing really interesting or valuable. It looks like someone has already come through here, and if there's anything valuable, already taken it.
In all of the rooms.
That's right.
After investigating.
Yeah, they're really very boring.
What about the graffiti you said?
Yeah, so the graffiti, occasionally, it will say something like, there's a few different things. You can see some of it says, Rickard is a jerk. You can see some of it says, all hail Strethok. Other bits say, the Eldritch Knights rule. Things along those lines.
So I get the feeling that any of these are Paxton's room. You know, any of the particularly nerdy graffiti.
I don't know. Paxton, are you looking around this area? Or is there any nerdy graffiti that makes you think of Paxton? No.
Yeah.
No.
We haven't investigated the room.
Oh, no, you haven't looked down the room that was just through the double doors you first came through to reach this sort of dormitory area. You haven't investigated that hallway there.
I ask if anybody wants to come around and look through those with me.
Yeah, let's explore those areas before we get too far away from them.
Okay, so you walk to that area. There's this hall that runs past 2 doors. All right, so there's a hallway here that runs past 2 doors and stops in a comfortable-looking room. Now, do you want to look in either of these doors first, or do you want to go to this room at the end of the hall?
I want to check the doors first.
What are you doing with the doors?
Checking if they're open.
Yeah, they're both unlocked.
I open them.
Okay, which one? The one on the left or one on the right?
I'm going to go with the right first.
All right, you go to the door on the right. This is a comfortable 30-foot by 40-foot room with an inviting-looking bed, a personal shower, a desk with 3 drawers, a large closet, and a magnificent bearskin rug. There is an armor rack and a weapon rack on the west wall, but both are empty. There's a mosaic tile mural above the desk depicting a tall human warrior on the left and fighting an enormous humanoid creature in the middle of the mural, twice his height. On the far right of the picture, a gnome is casting a spell.
Interesting. Can I check the shelves? Check under the bearskin rug?
Yeah, so you start searching around the room. You don't find anything. You don't see anything in particular that looks interesting or unusual other than the things I've already described.
I want to search the room as well.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm assuming all 3 of you are looking.
Mhm.
Other than the things I've described, you really don't notice anything interesting. That bear skin rug looks like it might be valuable.
Is this bed comfortable?
The bed does look like it would be pretty comfortable.
I can't wait to rest in this room. How's that shower work? Have I ever seen a shower before? What's
I
going on
don't know
here?
that you've ever seen a shower before. There's a rectangular room, like vertically rectangular, with a drain at the bottom and a faucet coming out of the wall above your head height, and some knobs on the wall.
So Paxton's noticed that Tara is taking notes of the layout with her cartography, right?
Right.
Yes.
I nudge Tara and I'm like, make sure to put a star next to this room.
All right. Tara's room on it.
All right. Then there's the room across the hall.
Can we check that one?
It is basically a mirror image. This is another comfortable 30 by 40 foot room. It has an inviting looking bed, another personal shower, a desk with 3 drawers, a large closet, and a magnificent bearskin rug.
Search.
There's an armor rack and a weapon rack on the east wall, but both are empty. And you search. Oh, wow, okay. All 3 of you immediately notice something interesting. First of all, as you look through the desk, you realize that this desk, it's a desk with 3 drawers, this desk is thinner than the desk in the other room. You pull these drawers out. The other room really didn't have anything interesting in the desk, in the drawers in that desk. But that desk in the other room was very thick compared to the desk in this room. This one is thin. It's just not as tall. You find inside the drawers, you find some incense, a bag with 5 gold coins in it, but you realize these are the same kind of debased coins you've already found. Basically, there's enough gold here for 1 gold piece worth of gold. There's a symbol on the gold. It shows an old man holding up a scepter. But you don't know what that means. The closet has several colorful robes in it, and some ordinary undergarments. One of the robes is particularly weird. It has 20 patches all over it, each with a question mark on it.
The patches aren't like pockets or anything, right?
No.
Arcana check. Does this cloak feel magical?
I want to do one too.
Yeah, it definitely seems like something that could be magical. You'd have to cast Detect Magic to know for sure. The weird thing about the patches is they don't seem to be on top of anything that's damaged. It's not like this is a patch to fix this robe. It's just a patch on top of a perfectly fine piece of cloth.
I don't have Identify magic, or Identify on me, so I figure it's probably magical, but maybe we can just pack this away and figure out what it is later.
I mean, realistically, we wouldn't know what this was. Would Aster rip one off?
Sure, you can try it. Do you want to?
Because he doesn't know what it is.
Okay.
He doesn't presume anything crazy is gonna happen. He
Okay.
just pulls
Well.
on one.
You want to pull on one?
Uh-huh.
Roll D20.
Darn it. Here we go. 15.
15?
Just plus what? Is it plus
Nothing.
anything?
Plus nothing.
Oh,
So
gosh.
15, as you pull the patch off, it turns into a live goldfish in your hand.
Oh my gosh.
It's flopping around,
What?
gasping for air.
Tara looks for a container, a bowl, something.
Sure, there's a bowl in here.
All right. Tara's gonna try and fill the bowl with water.
Oh, okay. In the shower?
Yeah.
Roll an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Okay. 4.
You can't get the knobs to turn. You're not sure how to get this thing working.
I start banging on the knobs.
Paxton hears the banging on the wall, and he walks over there and he tries to figure out
All
how
right,
to
make
do
an
the.
intelligence check.
That is a 7.
Okay, you did it. It was just DC 5. You managed to turn on the shower and get some water in the bowl for the fish.
Okay. All right. Now once the bowl's almost full, I bring it over so we can put the fish in it.
Okay, you put the fish in the bowl.
I can't believe that just happened.
You're responsible for this creature's life now.
Maybe this is just a robe of fish summoning. Maybe we can have food. We have endless amounts of food now. Well, I mean, 20 goldfish to eat.
That's a pretty wild idea, Aster. You just saved me a pearl.
I
I mean, we know it's a fish robe.
I don't know that I want to eat him.
No, we're not gonna eat this one. I already named him in my head, Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Paxton doesn't want this fish to be lonely, but also wants to continue doing science. So he pulls off another patch.
Roll
Oh,
D20.
no.
19.
All right, the patch turns into a rotten egg in your hand.
This is an amazing.
I think this is a garbage robe. I think it's full of garbage.
Do you want to pull one off? It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. You should
Fine.
on it.
All right, I pull a 1 off.
Roll d20.
13.
It turns into a 6-inch by 6-inch painting of a horse.
Is it a good painting?
That's all right. Yeah. All right.
So
I go
it's
put it in my
not-
room.
It's not a goldfish creator. What is this thing?
It's a robe with 20 patches on it.
Nature check. How healthy does this goldfish look?
What's your nature bonus?
+6.
It looks okay. Not sickly. It's swimming.
Okay.
How does this thing even work? I mean, I'm a bard, but this is a little bit out of my scope.
I feed Gilbert with a little bit of a corner of a food ration.
It pecks at it.
Yeah. All right, what's at the end of this hallway?
Hold on to that robe. That robe is fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I pack it away. What should I call?
You may
Garbage
call
robes.
it the robe of pointless items.
Oh, I was gonna say the robe of goldfish, rotten eggs, and.
I was gonna say robe of garbage.